You! Have you ever tried spot welding? Well, it's time for another one of my tool reviews, which means one of you lucky subscribers will win this UK3 Spot Welder, courtesy of AWithZ. Z, as we say here in the Great North, and other places. I think these devices are used mostly for connecting individual batteries, linking them together to make larger, more powerful battery packs. You do this by welding very thin strips of metal, usually nickel, from one terminal to another in a very specific manner. It's important to not even attempt this if you're not following the rules, the ones I've not bothered to learn. So I won't weld batteries together, and I won't burn down my building because lithium batteries are known to be temperamental and sometimes explosive. Story time. The first spot welder I ever used was in shop class in high school. It was a fridge-sized machine with long rods with copper electrodes attached to their ends. And when these electrodes came into contact with thin sheets of metal in between them, a large amount of energy was applied to the point of contact. And because of the heat obtained from resistance to electric current, this would melt or weld the metal at that spot in milliseconds. So quick and concentrated that the surrounding metal was unaffected, but those two pieces of sheet metal were welded together at that precise spot. So that's the basic principle, which has been adapted for the types of smaller spot welders used to link batteries together. And if you do know what you're doing, then this is the type of device you'd use. This one, by AWithZ, is highly portable, rechargeable, and quite handsome. First thing would be to charge your UK3 through the USB-C port with the provided cable, though there's no power supply included. The UK3 model measures roughly 5 by 10 by 15 centimeters. That's 2 by 4 by 6 inches. And it's super easy to operate because it's only got one button, which you press for 2 seconds to turn on and access a series of menus. Once your screen is active, you turn your dial clockwise to highlight the mode button. Pressing once enters the menu, and you can toggle between manual or auto. Auto mode activates the trigger time function, which we'll get to shortly. Press again to validate your selection. Preheat. This applies a brief, low-powered pulse just before the main welding pulse. It prepares the welding surface and ensures a more consistent and reliable weld. Pause is the interval between preheating and main welding pulse. Gear is the output power level, which goes from 1 to 100. Trigger time relates directly to the mode function. In manual mode, trigger time is inactive. In auto mode, you can adjust the delay between the initial contact of the electrodes and the burst of power. And then stitch welding. You can select either 1 or 2 consecutive spot welds. If you backtrack through the menu screen, you'll fall backward into system settings. There you can select interface language, sound level, screen brightness and rotation if you want to set your UK3 on your benchtop on its side, timed shutdown, etc., etc., etc. There's also a series called Welding Experience, which is as much philosophical as it is instructive. The kit comes with these probes or electrodes, AWithZ calls them pens, a foot pedal, extra tips, a length of nickel strip, and 800 grit sandpaper, mostly to clean up your workpieces, and sometimes the tips of the electrodes. And an instruction booklet in all the great languages. N, Jip, De, It, Fur, S, Nil, and Ru. There are 3 ways of triggering a weld. Automatically when the UK3 detects a good contact to metal, manually either from the provided foot pedal or from the hand trigger on one of the electrodes. The foot pedal plugs in here. and the hand trigger plugs in alongside the right electrode. But how well does the UK3 work? Or how does it work? I'm using a bit of nickel strip to demonstrate. Set on auto mode, gear or power, set halfway to 50, 2 electrodes at about 2 to 3 millimeters apart with a 1 second trigger time or delay. And that's one spot weld right there. Through trial and error, you'll find a combination of distance and pressure and power level, so that either your welds won't hold at all, or they'll burn right through your strip of metal. And in time, you'll find the perfect recipe. As a starting point, I can tell you gear 50 for 2 thin strips of nickel is way too strong. It's not supposed to spark like that, nor burn holes right through both strips of nickel. I tried several variations, and gear 15 is more like it. As for spot welding a strip of nickel to a lithium battery, gear 15 created a weld which was just a bit too weak. 20 seemed to be the sweet spot. Oh yeah. I also switched to the hand-triggered manual mode. Not that it changed anything in the UK3's power output. I just preferred having some control over when the sparks would fly, if there were any. Let me delight you with another personal anecdote, which is loosely connected to the present subject. I used one of these portable spot welders for a completely different repair just last week. One I'm pretty sure it wasn't designed to do. I was repairing an old toaster, and the thin leaf-like connectors had snapped off. Well, one of the connectors had snapped off, and the other was barely hanging on. The parts weren't available at the time, so I used a handheld spot welder to reattach the thin copper strip. It wasn't a perfect fix, but it will prolong the toaster's life. I haven't given the spot welder a complete workout, but I like what I'm seeing. And as much as this would make a fine addition to my workshop, I'm giving it away to one of you lucky subscribers. So, the official giveaway rules. What you win. The featured AWithZ UK Spot Welder, this one right here. As I've previously stated, if you're entering just because this UK3 is free, but you don't have any use for it yourself, leave it for someone who can actually use this tool for good and creative purposes. If you really want free stuff, I remember that most delis had little bowls of free breath mints by the cash register. Then a story started going around that people who hadn't washed their hands after using the washroom were leaving traces of urine on their breath mints. Even if the story wasn't true, that killed the free breath mint by the cash register industry. I think they wrap the mints now. How to enter? Subscribe to my channel, Duct Tapers Anonymous on YouTube. Leave a comment, something to the effect that you'd like to win this tool. Duplicates will be removed. Official rules: it is free to enter to win. The contest opens at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time on Monday, June 22nd, 2026, and closes at 9 AM EST on Monday, June 29th, 2026. The winner will be chosen randomly amongst the first 100 comments with a YouTube comment picker at 10 AM EST on Monday, June 29th, 2026, and will be announced in the comments section here and as a YouTube short the same evening. If the winner has not followed the rules of the contest, they will be disqualified. After announcing the winner, they must contact me via email at bob@ducttapersanonymous.com to claim their prize. I will validate that you are the account holder with a keyword that you will then edit into your original winning comment of this video. That way, I'll know it's really you. Think of this as a manual two-factor authentication. It actually works really well. If the winner does not respond within 2 weeks, they will be disqualified, and a new winner will be chosen. Any information collected by me will be used for the sole purpose of delivering the prize to the winner. This contest is not sponsored by YouTube, and I am solely responsible for the contest and delivering the prize to the winner. I won't be sending anything to any of you, so don't respond to any communications announcing you're the winner. It's probably a scam. It's not from me. The winner will need to contact me first with that system. That's it. Good luck, everyone, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Z.